Have you ever wondered how the military hierarchy worked within the feared Roman cavalry? The Decurions, though seldom mentioned, played a vital role in this complex system, reporting to centurions and prefects, but with a strategic autonomy that influenced the success of campaigns. These men weren't just cavalrymen. They were tactical leaders, part of a machine that kept the empire moving. Today, we'll explore how the Decurions fit into this hierarchy, revealing the power dynamics between them and their commanders. What made these men key players in the expansion and defense of Rome's borders? The answer could change everything you think you know about the Roman cavalry. The Roman cavalry was a vital part of the army, known for its mobility and effectiveness in shock combat and reconnaissance missions. The military structure supporting it was a meticulously organized machine, reflecting the efficiency typical of Roman forces. The main division of this force was the aula, a unit made up of various decuries, each led by a decurion. This clear subdivision allowed the cavalry to move quickly and in a coordinated manner, adapting to both open field battles and ambushes, as well as defense missions. The hierarchy within the cavalry started with the common soldiers, known as equites, but it was the mid-level leadership, including the Decurions, that made a difference in executing strategies. The chain of command was one of the strictest in the ancient world, with orders being passed down from the top, but there was room for lower-ranking officers, like the Decurions, to make crucial tactical decisions in the heat of battle. This ensured that the Roman cavalry earned its reputation as a disciplined and highly effective force. In addition to combat skills, the Roman cavalry performed vital logistical functions. Its highly mobile units were often tasked with patrol and reconnaissance missions in enemy territories or across the vast borders of the empire. These missions, essential for controlling remote and unexplored areas, highlighted the importance of a hierarchy that not only commanded but also coordinated complex activities. The formations for combat and patrol were, therefore, a reflection of a structured and disciplined military system. Communication and speed of response were another crucial aspect of the cavalry structure. As the Romans needed to control immense territories, the cavalry often acted as the eyes and ears of the commanders. In the event of attacks or threats, cavalry units were the first to detect enemy movements and report back to higher officials, reinforcing the importance of an efficiently functioning and integrated hierarchy. This ensured that Rome maintained a strategic advantage in many of its expansion campaigns. At the heart of this well-defined structure was the figure of the Decurion, who stood out not only for their leadership, but also for their ability to influence tactical decisions directly on the battlefield. They were central figures, responsible for commanding units with precision, yet with enough autonomy to handle unpredictable situations, making the Roman cavalry a versatile and relentless force. Decurions were more than just field officers. They were the direct leaders of small units within the Roman cavalry, commanding around 10 horsemen. Their role was to ensure that the cavalry operations were executed with precision and speed. These leaders played a crucial role, as they not only led their decuries in a battle, but also managed the training, discipline, and morale of their men. Their command extended to all aspects of their unit's military life, from daily routines to executing complex military strategies. On the battlefield, Decurions were at the forefront of tactical decision-making. They had the autonomy to respond to unforeseen situations and adapt orders as necessary, which placed a significant responsibility on their shoulders. Although they were subordinate to higher-ranking officials like centurions and prefects, their ability to act independently in battles was vital for the cavalry's efficiency. Their familiarity with the horsemen under their command also meant they could coordinate attacks more effectively, understanding each soldier's skills and limitations. The importance of Decurions extended beyond the battlefield. They were also responsible for ensuring that their cavalrymen were prepared for any eventuality. This included overseeing rigorous training, which encompassed both mounted combat skills and tactical maneuvers across varied terrain. Additionally, Decurions ensured that their cavalrymen maintained discipline, a crucial element for the operation of a cohesive and effective unit. The respect that the cavalrymen had for their Decurions was essential for keeping the unit aligned with the larger strategic objectives of the Roman army. The position of Decurion also offered a pathway for advancement within the Roman military hierarchy. Many Decurions, by excelling in combat and leadership, could be promoted to higher ranks within the army, such as centurions or even prefects of larger aula. This demonstrated that despite their immediate responsibility being to their small units, they were viewed as potential future leaders, making the role even more prestigious and coveted among cavalry soldiers. While they did not receive the same historical attention as centurions or generals, Decurions were the mid-level leaders who kept the army moving. Without their presence and leadership, the Decurions would lose their cohesion and efficiency, and the Roman cavalry as a whole would be far less effective on the battlefield. The complexity of their role, balancing authority and closeness with their men, made them true pillars of the Roman military hierarchy. While the Decurions were important leaders within the structure of the Roman cavalry, they were directly subordinate to centurions, who held a higher authority position. The relationship between Decurions and centurions was characterized by constant interaction, especially during joint infantry and cavalry missions. Centurions, being the more experienced officers, managed larger operations, but relied on Decurions for the effective execution of tactical maneuvers within their cavalry units. This collaboration was essential for ensuring the success of campaigns, as the cavalry's flexibility often complemented the infantry's steady strength. On the battlefield, centurions depended on Decurions to respond quickly to changes in the combat scenario. The centurion's orders could be broad, but it was the Decurion who adapted those instructions for their small unit. This required a considerable level of trust between these two officers, as any misinterpretation or hesitation could jeopardize an entire operation. Therefore, the agility of the cavalry was maximized by this trust-based relationship, where Decurions acted as the executing arms of the strategies formulated by centurions. The relationship also extended beyond direct combat. In the day-to-day administration of the legion, centurions oversaw the training and discipline of infantry soldiers, while Decurions did the same with their cavalry units. However, there was an interdependence between these two areas, especially in prolonged campaigns where infantry and cavalry were forced to cooperate under adverse conditions. It was common for centurions and Decurions to discuss tactics and train together to ensure that their soldiers could operate as a cohesive force in any type of terrain or circumstance. Despite this collaboration, the relationship between centurions and Decurions was not one of equality. Centurions had the authority to give direct orders to Decurions, and this hierarchy was strictly followed. However, there was room for Decurions to express their opinions or suggest tactical changes, particularly if conditions on the battlefield changed drastically. This mutual communication strengthened the units, as the practical experience of Decurions, gained in daily combat, often enriched the decisions made by centurions. Thus, Decurions did not operate in isolation. They were part of a larger command system, in which their collaboration with centurions was vital to ensure that both cavalry and infantry functioned in harmony. The synergy between these two roles maintained the effectiveness of the Roman army, both in defensive and offensive campaigns, reinforcing the importance of each of these figures in the military machinery. The cavalry prefects, known as prefecti, were high-ranking officers responsible for commanding entire wings of the Roman cavalry, composed of multiple units of Decurions. The relationship between prefects and Decurions was marked by hierarchical distance, as prefects reported directly to high command officials, but this connection was crucial for coordinating large military operations. Prefects were responsible for ensuring that Decurions were well-equipped, trained, and organized to respond quickly to any orders from the upper military echelon. Communication between prefects and Decurions was essential in large-scale battles, where the cavalry needed to be employed with precision. While Decurions led their small units on the battlefield, prefects oversaw the movements of the entire wing, observing the unfolding battle and adjusting orders as necessary. In such situations, the agility of Decurions to follow the instructions of the prefects determined the success or failure of military maneuvers, such as rapid flanking or strategic withdrawals. Although prefects did not interact directly with Decurions at all times, they played a crucial role in organizing the forces. From logistics of movement to supervising training, Prefects were responsible for coordinating all administrative aspects that allowed Decurions to fulfill their duties. This included ensuring that horses were in good condition, that weapons and armor were maintained, and that troop morale remained high, even during long and exhausting campaigns. Additionally, prefects had the authority to recommend Decurions for promotions, adding a layer of incentive for these lower-ranking officers to excel in their roles. A Decurion who demonstrated skill in leadership and military tactics had the opportunity to rise within the hierarchy, achieving higher ranks within the cavalry. This potential for advancement motivated Decurions to stand out not only on the battlefield, but also in their daily responsibilities. In this way, prefects served as the bridge connecting Decurions to high military command, ensuring that strategies formulated by generals were executed efficiently within the ranks of the cavalry. Although distant in the military organizational chart, prefects and Decurions shared the responsibility of keeping the cavalry functioning as a cohesive unit, capable of responding swiftly to the demands of an ever-expanding empire.